10 most brutal torture methods. Necklacing.
Necklacing is a horrific torture that involves forcing a rubber tire filled with gasoline around a victim's chest and arms, and then setting it on fire. The victim may take up to 20 minutes to die, suffering severe burns in the process.
So what was the point of the tires? Y'all are just freestyling with punishments? Is it not already enough to put someone in? Y'all want them not surviving. That's the whole point. Nigga, that's evil. Nigga said Nigeria type method. That's just evil. So they ass can't really, maneuver around this shit because wait, how would y'all survive this? I'm not gonna lie.
In South Africa, Nigeria, and India,
So it is a Nigerian method. I thought you was just being racist.
necklacing was a common sentence carried out by angry mobs to punish suspected thieves and rapists in the 1970s and 80s. Brazilian drug lords are also known to have necklaced their enemies, most notoriously the journalist Tim Lopez in 2002. After he was kidnapped by local drug dealers, his hands, arms, and legs were severed with a sword while still alive. They then stuffed his body in gasoline-filled tires and set it on fire.
Damn! Niggas took the word, yo, let me give you a necklace to a whole nother meaning. Imagine someone comes up to you, say, bro, you want a necklace? And then yo ass think you gonna get some nice shit, some goddamn VVS diamonds from Eliante. Nigga put a tire in front of you. Oh, hell no, bruh. I'm sorry. Respectfully speaking, I'm not getting no necklace from nobody.
The bone-snapping, ligament-tearing torture device known as the rack was one of medieval Europe's favorite interrogation platforms. Essentially, it is a table that has two rollers on either side. The victim's ankles are fastened to one roller and the wrists are chained to the other. A handle and ratchet mechanism attached to one of the rollers is used to gradually increase the tension on the chains, inducing excruciating pain.
Wait, technically speaking, y'all seeing it as excruciating pain? I think that this is life-changing events for you short niggas, bruh. Real talk, I know I need this. Y'all know I'm like 5'4". Think about it. Yo ass just go on the machine for like 20 minutes a day. You gonna be tall.
Over time, the sufferer's joints are dislocated and eventually separated. One horrifying aspect of this torture is hearing the loud popping noises made by snapping cartilage, ligaments, or bones. Muscles are stretched to the point that they lose the ability to contract, rendering them useless. Rats will do anything to escape an uncomfortable situation, and torturers use this knowledge to their advantage in their sick experiments. A pottery bowl filled with rats are placed open side down on the naked body of a prisoner.
I know this method. What do you mean you know this method? Nigga, you live in New York?
Red-hot charcoals are then piled on top of the bowl, effectively heating up the pot and making it unbearable for the rats. The rats' only way out is to gnaw into the very bowels of the victim in an attempt to escape the heat. In one documented occasion, during the Dutch revolt in the 16th century, a prisoner of war endured this torture. After the rats ate through his flesh and scratched at his intestines, the hot coals were then inserted into his stomach, scalding his
Oh, hell no, hold on, give me 1 second, chat. Okay, we good.
Internal organs.
Niggas said W eats for the rat. Since when did niggas care about rats?
The head crusher is a device that clamps down on the victim's head, smashing it between a metal plate and a rounded iron cap. As the executioner gradually twists the handle, the victim's skull is slowly crushed.
What? Why are y'all freestyling with this goddamn torture mechanisms? Why don't y'all just get the guillotine and then just real quick? Like, I feel bad for y'all, especially bro. Y'all look at torture mechanisms now like they're evil. Nigga, imagine getting your head crushed. Motherfucker, is this WWE? Shit, last time I remember a nigga getting head crushed was, y'all remember that Great Khali and Rey Mysterio shits?
Bone fragments from the skull can puncture the brain, causing spontaneous muscle spasms and, of course, brain hemorrhaging. If the person inflicting the pain wants to torment the prisoner even further, he could strike the metal cap with an iron rod.
Hell no, niggas about to be built like Stewie with this.
Sending echoing pain throughout the person's body. In most cases, the victim is killed, but not before the jaw had been crushed and their eyes had popped from their sockets. The Tucker telephone was an electroshock apparatus used in Arkansas Tucker State Prison in the 1960s and 1970s. Inmate doctors would use this torture device on unruly prisoners.
freaky ass prison officers were y'all? Getting people naked and shit. Y'all know they can still feel the same torture with, with them being, closed, right? Freaky ass niggas.
The device worked by placing a ground wire around the big toe of a prisoner, while clamping the hot wire to the person's genitals. The wires were then hooked up to a telephone that had been modified to send electric shocks. As the phone...
Look, I get the head crusher. I get other things. You lost me at electrocuting nuts.
phone was being cranked, piercing electrical currents were sent throughout the prisoner's body. In prison slang, a long-distance call was a series of electric shocks in a row. Any inmate that passed out from the experience would be splashed with cold water and shocked again, intensifying the
Either way, they don't even need water because isn't sperm water? I might be stupid. I need to go back to school.
agony.
German chair.
Similar to the rack, the German chair is a form of torture often used by the Syrian government against the rebels. When a detainee is captured, they are placed in a metal chair. Their legs and arms are secured to the seat, while the back of the chair is pulled back and down toward the ground. This causes severe stress on the spine, neck, and other limbs, often causing permanent damage. One man who managed to escape the Syrian torture cell claimed that they stripped him naked and hung him upside down in the chair for 8 to 12 hours a day for 4 days. He says the pain was so excruciating that he begged his captors to kill him.
No, and another thing I don't understand, yo, chat. Let's say you were evil, right? Alright, would y'all ever be this evil to the point where you're doing shit like where you're torturing someone to this extent? No, I feel like me as a human being, I can't fathom seeing another person getting tortured that much. If anything, I'm gonna just do the job like that if I really wanted to do that. But doing all of this, one of my mods said, yeah, I would, bro. I have the worst mod team.
He still has uncontrollable twitching as a result of the torture.
Flaying? Like, you see, that seems like some sort of like racist activity. Like, oh, bro, you want to start flaying? Hold on, let me see if I'm gonna eat my words up right now. What the hell's flaying? That sounds fun.
Also known as skinning, is an old torture.
Scratch that. Scratch that.
That dates back to 883 BC. It involves different methods to remove the skin from the victim's entire body. The most common form of flaying is to use a knife, inserting the sharp blade just below the chin. The cuts start at the face and work all the way down to the toes. In some cases, the skin would be taken off in small sections and be performed slowly until completely done. What's left is a still living person with exposed muscles, ligaments, and bones, but the face skin still intact.
Yo! Wait, so do they survive this whole mechanism? My nigga Trey 2 call with the big, with the big hit. Yo, Trey, appreciate you, gango. How would you survive this whole shit? Nigga, this look like y'all know those Mortal Kombats, those last moves that they finish on niggas and they show the muscle tensions? That's what she looked like. I mean,
a person could live a few hours, up to a day, after the skin removal process. Another method involved being severely sunburned and then having the skin peeled off. Lastly, captives would be placed in large cauldrons with only their heads sticking out. Then hot scalding water or oil would be poured inside, boiling their skin away.
Like it's not already weird enough to get their skin, you go double whammy them and put them in the pot? In the pot? Impalement.
Impalement was and is one of the most gruesome ways of dying imaginable. The arms
Bro said female titan, bro, you're an ass.
And legs are strapped to the ground by pegs, rendering the person immobile. A large oiled wooden stake is gradually forced into the body.
Why is it aiming towards the butt? Hey man, what punishment is this? What punishment we talking about here? Huh?
Usually into the anus. They made sure that the stake was—
What? Come on, yo, whoever's on sound duty, nigga, you did not have to give bro strokes with the— Come on, bro. You did not have to give him strokes in the butt.
Wasn't too sharp, or the victim might die too rapidly from shock. There were many instances where victims were impaled through other bodily orifices, or through the abdomen or chest. Infants were sometimes impaled on the stake, forced through their mothers' chests.
No, bro. Yo, how did society get this creative with torture methods?
When the pole was then raised upright, the victim was left to slide down the pole with their own weight. It could take the victim up to 3 days to slowly die. This method of torture dates back to 1772 BC, but was
So around the time Duke was, you know what, them Duke, I'm sorry, yo, shout out Duke. My bad.
Made famous by 15th century Romanian Vlad the Impaler, Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula was inspired by Vlad's name and reputation. Recorded instances of impalement are as recent as 1919, during the Armenian genocides.
So they has been doing this shit for 200 years? God damn, y'all could've just end the person's life?
The Brazen Bull was an ancient Greek torture
Damn, that drawer went off with that thick-ass bull.
device that also doubled as a demented musical instrument. Naked victims were placed inside of a large hollow brass bull statue. In most cases, the prisoner's tongue is cut out with sharp metal shears before being shoved into the empty bovine statue. The torturers would then light fires underneath the bull and burn the person inside alive, raising the heat gradually. The screams of the bull's occupant couldn't be heard because the thick metal casting acted as a sound barrier.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a thick metal. My bad.
Only opening was through the bull's mouth that let out smoke from the person cooking inside. A series of brass tubes were located toward the front of the bull that would resonate the sound of the muffled screams of the tongueless victim. Depending on the intensity of the heat applied under the statue, the prisoner could survive anywhere from 10 minutes to several hours.
Yeah.
The Judas cradle was a pyramid-shaped seat that a prisoner would be forced to sit on.
Yeah, I was just about to ask y'all, do y'all think this is going up there? But he literally just confirmed it.
The victim would be raised over top of the structure with the aid of ropes and a harness. As the person is lowered down, the top of the pyramid would be lined up to enter the anus or the vagina. And
y'all couldn't just put like a dildo? No, not for me. So it could be enjoyable to other. Damn, wait, what I realized about all these torture mechanisms, why are they all so freaky? Why is that the last way you want to see someone? Through a freaky torture mechanism? Why ain't y'all aiming the chest, the head? All y'all just want to puncture their booty or dick or vagina. Nigga, start getting other body parts, bruh. Damn.
And cause unimaginable pain and discomfort. The feet would
I already know niggas like James Charles, what's the other man, Leonardo, whatever, the nigga that showed the near booty hole, they could probably survive like 8 inches of this pyramid before it starts to hurt.
would be bound together so that if one leg moved, the other one would too, enacting more pain. The subject is tortured by intense pressure and stretching of the orifice, eventually succumbing to tears in muscle tissue. Torturers would prolong the interrogations by raising the victim off of the seat overnight, and then continuing the torture the next morning. If the victim didn't die from shock, exhaustion, or impalement, they could have died from infection.
Imagine, yo, I don't know why what's it called considering this, but no, or thinking about this. Bro, their shits must come out so smoothly, bruh. With an ass that big, I just know their shits be going bloop, bloop, bloop. My bad. Yo, rest in peace to anyone that died with this.
As the Judas cradle was rarely clean between tortures.
Go figure. I mean, the shit punctures niggas' butts. I don't think it's gonna be smelling amazing.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoyed.
That was a good video, I'm not gonna lie. I just hope Magic, like, if I ever get punctured like this, I hope Magic Johnson wasn't the person before me. Or else, even if I survive, y'all might as well just end me, cause that shit gonna be infected. But anyways, YouTube, that does include the most brutal torture methods. If you're watching YouTube, make sure you guys join us on Discord, catch us on Twitch, all that good stuff. Bye, sir, for life. Love y'all, and peace.